Değerli Sport izleyenleri, Turkish Airlines EuroLeague'de medya gününden herkese merhaba. Anadolu Efes medya gününde yanımızda kaptanımız değerli Shane Larkin var. Shane, hoş geldin.
Merhaba.
We're not doing it in Turkish. No, we're doing it in English.
Perfect.
But how's your Turkish right now?
It's getting better. Getting much better.
Like what? You order in Turkish?
Huh?
You order food in Turkish?
I could do that.
What do you do in Turkish? Like, what do you say in Turkish?
I talk to my assistant in Turkish.
Come on. Are you serious?
Sometimes.
Okay,
Depending on the topic.
But for example, like a fan or like a basketball lover comes up to you and says something.
I can understand enough. I can understand more than I can speak back. But hopefully I start learning more here soon.
Okay, all right. When you think that you're like 90% to
then
talk.
These next 4 years, maybe I'll do an interview in Turkish since I got 4 years here.
Exactly. So we're clapping for that congratulations, and
thank you.
Hopefully we're seeing you more than 4 years. Maybe
we'll see.
Maybe it's gonna be 6 years, 8 years, something like that. Maybe
Inshallah.
as the staff coach afterwards. Why not? So
never say never.
How come 4 years? Because that's what I wanted to ask you. I heard something. Maybe it's not right. Maybe it's wrong information that I heard. But I heard that all the EuroLeague clubs made you an offer. All of them. Is it true?
I wouldn't say all of them. I would say a few of them did.
More than 10?
Nah, not more than 10.
Okay.
I would say a few of the top clubs did make me offers, but you know, I've been here for a long time. I'm comfortable here, and you know, we had a lot of success, and the last few years have not been that way. So I felt like there was no doubt in my mind that leaving at a time like this was wrong, and it just felt like the right thing to do. So I wanted to lock it in and be here as long as possible, and we came to an agreement, and now here I am.
Okay, yeah, but you never had a second thought, like have you ever like be like, okay, maybe this is enough?
Nah, not necessarily. I mean, obviously you always have thoughts about what it would be like other places, playing for different fan bases, playing in different countries. I mean, that's just the nature of the game. But at the end of the day, nothing drew me to go anywhere else. You know, I'm happy here. I love being here. I love the fans. I love the staff. You know, owner has been treating me very well for so many years, so we have mutual respect for each other, and I just felt like it was the right thing to do. I'm a very loyal person, and at the end of the day, leaving here at a time where I don't think I've given my best, or we haven't given our best the last 2 years, would have been wrong, and I'm committed to riding the ship and putting us back where we deserve to be, which is on top of EuroLeague.
So club announced first Tommy's extension, and then right after yours. How does those how do they manage to do these kind of things? That first like coach has to be announced, or how does it work?
I mean, that's a better question for Mr. Alper because he handles those negotiations. But I think they wanted to lock in a coach first, because obviously if they were going to choose a different coach, he deserves to, you know, kind of choose the players that he wants to have here. But when they decided it was Tommy, I think, you know, the relationship that me and Tommy have built since, you know, I got here 6 years ago, is pretty strong. So I think he was also on the same side as him as in terms of bringing me back. And we were able to figure something out pretty quickly and come to terms. And now it's all about looking into the future and how we can grow and become better in every single facet of the game.
Before looking to the future, last season, there were 8 injured players, a lot, and coach changed. First Erdemcan, and then after Tommy came as a head coach, and then playing those days that you witnessed, and you're the captain, so you're the core. We can call it like a core, like the heart of the team. How did you manage those times?
I mean, it was challenging. You know, at the end of the day, there was a lot of frustrations going around, obviously. I think trying to understand a new system, you kind of have to have the continuity of playing together within that system every single day. And, you know, I think the coach that was here prior had great ideas, and he wanted to do a lot of great things here. But, you know, life is life. Things happen, injuries happen, and they were all kind of freak incidences. So at the end of the day, it was difficult. But nobody's going to sit around and feel sorry for you. People weren't feeling sorry for us at all. They were looking at it as an opportunity to go out there and beat us up, and that's kind of what teams were doing. So it was challenging. It was frustrating, but at the end of the day, I just try to tell the guys we can only control what we can control. just to go out there, fight, play as hard as we can, and try to get, victories. And I think our characters showed throughout the end of that season because we were at, I think, at 1.7-14 or something like that. And we could have packed it up and been like, tough season, guys. But, it is what it is. Let's just go home and, who cares what happens the rest of the EuroLeague season. But, we finally started getting some guys healthy. And, it was unfortunate for Erdem that, the team decided to go in a different direction. But once that did happen and all those things kind of lined up, Tommy got in place, we kind of started playing a different kind of style. And then our characters and our fights showed through the end of that season where we went on, I think we won 10 out of our last 12 games and got into the play-in.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
that
so
was great.
I think at the end of the day that shows too who our character is. We didn't lay down. We kept fighting all the way into the end, and I think if we can continue that mentality and that character from the beginning of the season until the end, I think we'll be in a much different situation this year. So hopefully we can do that and have more success.
And last year you had 16.8 points and 5.1 assists. It was amazing. But that as a media person, I assume, I have my assumptions that I can tell from outside that you might blame yourself in some reasons because of the not playoffs, not Final Four, back-to-back champs. Like, have you ever blamed yourself?
I wouldn't say I blame myself, but at the end of the day, being a leader on the team, you always feel responsible when your team doesn't win as much. So at the end of the day, I went out there, I played my hardest, and, things happen the way they happen. I can control what I can control. You just try to get whoever's healthy, whoever's out there to play their best. And if we can do that, you have to, say if the other team was better than you that day, they were better than you that day. And I think a lot of the times last year, if I was disappointed, it was our effort, especially the game in Zalgiris. That was like just effort. It's not necessarily being outmatched by coaching or outmatched by talent. It's just more so about the energy and the fight that you need to bring every single day. So if I was disappointed in anything in myself last year, it was not being able to bring the team to fight that way every single day. But this preseason, I made a statement very early on to the team that that's not acceptable. I won't go for it. I will hold everybody accountable. I will hold Tommy accountable, and I told Tommy to hold everybody accountable as well. And me and Tommy have that relationship that we can have these open conversations because we've known each other for so long, and we know it's just in the best interest of the club. So if I'm doing something that is not in the best interest of the club or I'm not pushing myself to the hardest, I told Tommy, get on me. Like,
really?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we all have to be able to hold each other accountable so we don't have those days where we're not playing as hard or we're not fighting as hard or we're not giving the energy and effort. And Tommy's been doing that since the beginning of training camp, and I think you can see in our energy and effort, even in preseason games, is much different than it was last year. So at the end of the day, that's the one thing that we can pride ourselves on. We're not always going to make shots. We're not always going to make the right reads. But at the end of the day, if we do come out here and fight for all 40 minutes harder than the other team, we have more than enough talent to end up on the winning side of the game most times.
As a star of the team, people mention that, Larkin is like the secret coach of the team. Yeah. How do you comment about that?
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a secret coach of anything. I would just say that, as a guard on a team that's been here for so long, you start understanding how to play the game and how to utilize guys around you.
Right.
So it's all about the relationships that you have. Tommy is a guy that wants to have open discussion about what we think is best. There's some coaches that aren't that way. Ottoman wasn't that way. Erdem Can's not that way, but Tommy's different. So at the end of the day, whatever works for you works for you. And I think Tommy wants to have more of a democracy as in terms of what we're doing. He's going to have the final say, and he knows that. And if he believes in something, that's what we're going to do. But Tommy does at points in the time say, hey, what do you guys see out there? What are you guys thinking? And I think that allows everybody to take more responsibility on the team. And I think that allows you to get the best out of some players. So,
which one works for you the better?
I mean, they both work. I can shut up and do exactly what the coach says, or I can give my opinion. It's all about the relationship. With Ottoman, he's more strict to his point and his system and his structure. With Erdem Can, he was similar in terms of he wanted to do things his way and he wanted the guys to fit into his system. And then Tommy's kind of different where he's like, listen, I have this system, I have these plays, I have my strategies. if they're not working and we're not successful as we want them to be, you guys can always come to me and talk to me about what you think. If I agree with you, maybe we'll try that. If I don't, we're not going to do that. We're going to go with my decision. But at the end of the day, that open discussion is there so that you can have these conversations. And I think certain guys on the team, especially this team this year, react better to a situation like that. But it's all to be seen. You know, at the end of the day, everybody's 0-0 right now. There haven't been any official games, so we'll see how that goes and how that works for us. And, you know, as long as we have that open discussion where everybody feels responsible for what we have going on, I think we'll be all right.
And Will Clyburn left the club.
Yeah.
Left you alone, your best friend.
My guy. Shout out Will. Always my boy.
What would you like to say about that? Like, I assume that you're a bit sad that he left, but
I mean, at the
it's
end
good
of the
for
day,
him also.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you always want to be somewhere that you're prioritized and somewhere that you're wanted. So I think the move that he made was great for him in his career. We decided to go in a different direction, and that's more than fine. I think, you know, the guys that we've signed have a lot of ability and a lot of talent. I think Stanley and Jordan are two guys that will be filling that role. And they offer us different things, but both guys are NBA caliber guys and very talented. So, you know, at the end of the day, on the basketball court, I'm going to miss my friend. Off the basketball court, I'll probably miss him more. But at the end of the day, you know, it's all about building the best roster that you can. And I trust the president with the roster and how he wants to go about things. So I'm happy with the moves that we made. And I'm really excited for the season. And I think we have, you know, everything that we need to be, you know, a Final Four team and potentially win a championship. So I wish Will the best of luck. We'll see him very soon.
The first week, very
soon. But it's all good.
And the new guys that Efes signed. Yeah. Have you knew that right before they signed with the club, you knew about this guy is coming, Poirier is coming, Stanley Johnson is coming? Like, does manager inform you?
You know, I do have conversations with Tommy more than the manager. But, you know, Alper and Tommy probably have conversations, and then Tommy would call me and he would get my opinion. He wouldn't call me and say, hey, do you think we should sign this guy? He would call me and be like, hey, I think we're going to sign this guy. This is what I think about him. What is your opinion? And, you know, I would give him my opinion on the guys that we were going to sign. They asked me what I think we needed to add, and I just give my opinion. I have no responsibility in signing guys. That is not my job. My job is to put this jersey on and play the basketball the best way that I can. So I didn't make any of these decisions. I am not responsible for any of these decisions, but I am very happy with them. So at the end of the day, I think we were all on the same page, and it worked out well. And I think the roster that we have built can do some really special things.
It's a new roster, so you're watching the practices. Probably you're not playing during the practices, but what do you see as a captain of Efes? That the new guy, the chemistry, the dynasty that you maybe put on the court after the season, end of the season.
You know, I think that we have everything that we needed to have. I don't necessarily think we had all the right pieces last year due to injuries, so it didn't really fit together the way I think that it could have. And we had a lot of talented players last year that aren't here anymore. But
like Tibor Pleiss, I want to shout out to Tibor
Pleiss. That's my guy as well. So, you know, last 6 years, we've had a stretch five that can step out to the three-point line and shoot the ball. Now we don't necessarily have that, but we have different ways that we can utilize, you know, Vince and Dio. So, you know, it's just all about, you know, coming together and finding that continuity and, you know, gelling as a team and finding that chemistry. But the new guys are extremely talented, and I think the number one thing that the new guys have is a hunger.
Definitely.
You know, at the end of the day, Vince has been to a few Final Fours, and he's lost 2 of them. Shout out to us for beating him in one of them. So he's hungry to, you know, get another one. He doesn't want to have that same feeling of losing again. Jordan is a very hungry player. You know, he's here to prove himself on the EuroLeague level, and he has big aspirations. Stanley Johnson is, you know, a very hard worker. Roland Smits is a guy who I've been playing against now for 5-6 years in Barca and Zalgiris, and a guy respected a lot, and a guy that comes to work every single day and puts his hard hat on and is going to do whatever it takes to win the game. So I think the number one thing that we added was a hunger that we needed. I don't think anybody here is, you know, content with where they are. I think everybody is going to push themselves to be the best version of themselves on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, if you have a team that has the talent, then you add that hunger and you put that together, that's a scary recipe for other teams. So I think we have that this year. And now it's all about, instead of just saying it, it's about going out there and doing it. And I think the last few weeks have been important for us. A few strong conversations from Tommy have definitely lined us up and shown us what is acceptable and what is not. And as long as we can continue to be that on a day-to-day basis, sky's the limit.
Yeah, sky's the limit. And I think it's too early to talk about the tactical point of view,
right,
because you're not playing with them yet. Right. So we have to see. But what should be let's call it like that, the main thing that should be different than last season on the court during the games?
In terms of what? Strategy?
Yeah.
No,
that you want to change.
That I want to change. I just think that at the end of the day, we have the ability to kind of play that free-flowing system, and let guys make decisions and let guys make reads and let guys be who they are. And I think at the beginning of last season, a lot of guys were kind of confused as to what their roles were and who they needed to be, and the best version of themselves in their mind and the best version of themselves in the coach's mind maybe was a little bit different. And I think that is what led to a little bit of the early season confusions, and then injuries happened, and then it was just difficult to recover. But I think having the freedom to go out there and be who we are offensively this year is something that we have changed early on, and something that we changed towards the second half of last year. And defensively, just not accepting anything, making people work for every single thing. Our paint last year was wide open for anybody to come visit. And now I think, we've added some strength, some size, some physicality defensively, where now every time you go to that basket, there's a, 7-foot French guy that's going to come and meet you at the rim, or Smith is going to come in there and, put you on the ground. So I think those are two additions to ourselves defensively that we needed. But it doesn't just start with them. I can't be the same version of myself and just expect, Vince is down there, he's going to handle that. Everybody has to be better. Myself, Elijah, Roddy, Juice, everybody that was here last year, we have to take a step in the right direction and be better than we were last year, because defensively you have to be, you have to make things tough. And I don't think we did that enough last year. So I think our preseason has been pretty much built on that ideology of nothing easy. And in practices, in preseason games, it's been that. And as long as we can identify ourselves in that way every single night, offensively, we have the talent to go out there and do whatever we need to do. So if we can do that, I think we'll be all right.
And I wanted to ask you this question last year, but now I have time to ask you because it's past. All EuroLeague first and second team.
Yeah.
You commented as like emoji crying and laughing faces.
Yeah.
I thought you would be there because of those.
Most people probably did.
Right?
Probably.
How did you feel?
You on the media, you should know.
I don't know, because you commented on social media, not me, to media.
Right. But I didn't have a
and with an emoji.
too.
With an emoji. So since I give you a chance with the microphone.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to make the decisions that they make. I really honestly could care less. Like, genuinely, I could care less.
I would care.
I don't know why. What does it do for you?
Because it's all EuroLeague first and
what
second
does it do,
team.
though?
And I've been balling like crazy.
Right, but you know that I was balling like crazy.
Right.
So what's the purpose?
Well, it would bother me
I mean,
lot.
At the end of the day, I like trophies. I like championships.
49 points.
No, not even that. I like, at the end of the day, my EuroLeague cups that are sitting in my house, those are the things that matter to me. At the end of the day, individual accolades that are voted on by whoever they're voted on, it's all opinions. So at the end of the day, fan bases, media is who determine these awards, and we understand the situation. I think I have a lot of respect out there in the league for what I did last year. I led the league in PIR and didn't make a team. But at the end of the day, media is going to make the decisions that they want to make. EuroLeague's going to give their awards to who they want to give their awards to.
Fans.
And fans are going to vote for who they want to vote to, and it is what it is. I don't chase individual accolades. I never have. I've chased championships, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And if I get an award along that path, great. If I don't, great. It doesn't change my life at all.
I had to ask you that question.
Yeah.
Since I learned what you care in basketball world, trophies, medals, and everything.
Team trophies.
Team trophies, sorry.
There you
Not
go.
MVP or anything like that. Team
Not at all.
trophies. So we know what Shane Larkin cares in basketball.
Yeah.
What does Shane Larkin care in real life?
My family.
Okay.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
I think we're talking a lot during the season about basketball, but not talking about how players want to show themselves to fans or to the audience that they're curious about them.
Sure.
How is your daily life going? Like, what do you do when there's no practice, when there's nothing, that you're free, that you're with your dog, that you just said before the interview that you have
Hang
a dog?
out with my dog. That's what I do.
What do you do?
Hang out with my dog at home. Maybe I'll go eat. Hang out with my assistant. Hang out with my dog. That's about it. I'm a very simple guy, homebody. Like to be relaxed, chill, peaceful, no drama, no stress. That's kind of how I live my life, out of the way.
Really? When you're in away games, you know, in the different cities, don't you want to explore but you've been to all those cities many times,
it's
right?
different when you travel because they're there for a job, you know, and obviously if we have a nice game and we win, you can go out for dinner or something like that. But when we travel to all these cities, we're not traveling as tourists. Like, we're traveling as professional athletes. We're there to do a job. So it's not like I'm in Barcelona, I'm in Athens. Let me go walk around for 5 hours today and explore. I can do that in the summertime.
But Nigel Hayes Davis does it. And then he has a video.
And great for Nigel Hayes Davis. And if that's what he can do and he can feel like he's doing his job to the best of his abilities while doing that, then that's all in his power to go do. Me, myself, I am a different person. I think differently. So I feel like if I'm traveling somewhere and I want to be the best version of myself for my team the next day, then I need to be more relaxed and not treat it as though I'm a tourist. So that's just how I choose to do my business. Anybody who chooses to do it in a different way is more than likely to do that, or more than welcome to do that. I just choose to operate the way that I have, and I think I've had a lot of success doing it that way. And I've been doing this for 12 years now, so I don't think I need to change it much.
But since I mentioned Nigel Hayes Davis, I think after that Fenerbahce derby, I had a chance to interview you for EuroLeague, and I asked about 50 points that Nigel scored, and you gave the flag to him as the top scorer in one game. When you were watching, for sure, you were also happy for it because
sure.
another basketball player broke the record, so
Absolutely.
It's amazing. So for you, it's a new challenge that
Absolutely.
you want to score 51 or 52 points.
Nah, I want to win EuroLeague. That's what I want to do.
With maybe 51 or 52 points.
If I win EuroLeague and I score 52 in the final, that would be an amazing day.
That would be amazing.
That would.
Do you promise me to give a first interview after that?
If we win EuroLeague and I score 52, yes. If we win EuroLeague and I score 52 points in the final, I will give the first interview to SSport.
Okay, no EuroLeague, to SSport.
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, I got your promise.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Shane, so much, and good luck for the new season.
Appreciate it.
It's too early to talk about how it's going to be, but I think it's the time to talk about what we just talked, and cannot wait to do another interview after we've seen what's going on the court with the new team.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Değerli Sport izleyenleri, Shane Larkin'le gerçekleştirdiğimiz röportajın sonuna geldik. Herkese iyi seyirler.